Praise, honor, and glory to our King Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Hakudash. Double honors to the elders of GMS Ruel. Blessings unto those men, and blessings and salutations to the Akim out there in truth, pushing his word in all sincerity. With that being said, Shalom Israel, Barakatah. Today's lesson. Kalalah Malak Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Hakudash. Double honors to the elders of GMS Ruel. Blessings unto those men, and blessings and salutations to the Akim out there in truth, pushing his word in all sincerity. With that being said, Shalom Israel, Barakatah. Today's lesson, let the weak say, I am strong.
Now, with all the visuals that have surfaced from Iran, when about 200 missiles are rained on Israel's skies, that happened on 1st of October, you would have also noticed that while most of these missiles were intercepted by a very sophisticated dome system of Israel, how did some of these missiles manage to hit the territory? And if you're wondering that, it's a very fair, valid question, and we have an answer to that. These are the Fatah missiles that managed to hit the ground. Some of the key military bases, including the Nevatim Air Base, Tel Nof Air Base, and the Hatsarim Air Base, which is home to Israel's F-35 fighter jets, were also on the target of Iran. These are hypersonic, medium-range Fatah-2 missiles that were rained in. Equipped with a hypersonic glide vehicle warhead, boasts a range of 1,500 kilometers, and the speed is absolutely incredible and takes barely few minutes. Remember, Iran has to cross the skies of other countries also to be able to reach into Israel. The missile can evade defense system. There are trajectory changes it can manage. It's a spherical solid fuel engine with a movable nozzle. It's also equipped with a hydrogen fuel, which means it can accelerate also outside the Earth's atmosphere if required. Now, we're also informed that it can steer within the atmosphere using aerodynamic control surface. So Iran decided to use the Fatah-2 missile for the first time in this attack against Israel as a big boost for Iran's superpower. Many call Fatah missiles as the super weapons for Iran, and that's one of the reasons that Iran decided to indulge and ensure this was their pick, also warning it could escalate further. So now let me tell you in details about what are these Fatah-2 missiles that Iran decided to deploy among other missiles, because Fatah managed to hit the ground in Israel despite their sophisticated dome system to intercept. The Fatah-2 missiles are basically hypersonic missiles. There's a reason that within minutes, firing it from Iran, managing to reach Israel with the kind of sound, the speed that these Fatah-2 missiles carry. It managed to, most importantly, evade a very sophisticated, well-renowned dome system of Israel. And as you could see, even in the skies, there were a lot of missiles that were being intercepted, but some of these Fatah missiles managed to hit the ground. Other missiles were intercepted. Fatah-2 managed to penetrate. So that is one of the reasons it's called the super weapon by Iran. It flies over 5 times the speed of sound, and that is why in some of the visuals that have come in, the boom sound, the sound when it hits and crosses the sky is very clear and it's very strong. Fatah-2 missile has a range of about 1,500 kilometers. Usually other missiles have a range of about 200 to 400, 500 kilometers. 1,500 is definitely one of the super weapons that Iran has. Now the new missile challenge for Israel comes up. They have prepared their dome system to protect their civilians. They have the bunkers and the safe shelters. And that is the reason the casualties in Israel have been so few. In fact, none, because of the missiles. But what do they do about missiles like the Fatah-2? And if Iran has used once, will it use it again?
Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. Created the smith. A smith or a blacksmith created ancient primitive weapons of war, even armor, shields, etc. The modern day smith, on the other hand, is a scientist that creates weapons of propulsion and of mass destruction. Nuclear capability. That bringeth forth an instrument for his work. That instrument is the gift of the missile. Joel 3 and 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Let the weak say, I am strong. This is in reference to smaller countries such as North Korea and Iran possessing nuclear capability. And the Iranians are the Persians. But these smaller countries that now possess nuclear capability, they are also strong due to the support and backup of these other superpower nations such as Russia and China. And even though Esau or Edom weakens the nations through their sanctions, these smaller countries are no longer weak but strong in possessing nuclear weapons and unmanned vehicles. Iran itself possesses suicide drones that have diverse capabilities. Iran has at least 10 different models of suicide drones, which explode on impact. The weaker and smaller nations are now confident in saying, I am strong, due to the fact that they now possess nuclear capability and are backed up by greater superpowered nations. This is why the scripture of Joel 3:10 has said, let the weak say, I am strong. In other words, the little nation can no longer be bullied. The weaker nations have now leveled the playing field when it comes to the waster to destroy. But with that, Kalala Malak Yahweh, Wa Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Hakwadash, and double honors to the elders of GMS for Ruwell. Blessings out to those men, and blessings and salutations to the Akim out there in truth, pushing this word in all sincerity. With that being said, Shalom Israel, Barakatah.